Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video, and Hyoh has dropped today in Global War of the Visions, along with his vision card and weapon. So let's take a first look, a little kit reveal video for Hyoh and all of his things, and should you pull for him? I'll give you my opinion on that right here. So here he is, here's our guy. Let's start with the TMR. Panther Helm, 420 HP, 10 defense, 8 spirit, 12 accuracy. It's a helmet, which I don't like. The buff is pretty interesting. It's a 20% fire, 20% ice resist group buff and a nice big AoE that also gives him 10 defense. I like this TMR if you're building anti-fire or anti-ice in PvP. I think that's great, but not top tier in any way, just for that one thing. I think that's the one time you would use it. His jobs are Empire's Elite, Lancer, Knight. Don't love Lancer and Knight sub jobs. They have some decent support abilities, but overall I think those are very old jobs. And as we go through Hyoh's kit, maybe his age, like I think he's a little older than what he is. You'll see what I'm talking about. Anyway, his master ability, HP fire attack buff for his group. Fire, ice, resist. Again, that's him. This dude's an anti-fire and especially an anti-ice unit. Acquired AP 30 is okay. His dream ability upgrade is slash attack 15, which is mid. Like, slash attack is a fine buff for him, but slash attack 15 just isn't the most powerful thing in the world. AoE resist 10, I do really like that, and an upgraded skill, Unknown Trader. We'll get to that here in a minute. Okay, his skills. So Bloodthirsty Swordsman is very, very good. 24% attack, 40 slash attack resist penetration, 15 AoE resist. Just Merciless Heart plus his master ability puts him at 25 AoE resist. This is a guy who is meant to run alongside a tank. He's not a tank. You want to put him next to like King Mont, build a ton of AoE resist on him, build defense pin, and let him go out there and just run people over. He has a lot of ways to get slash attack resist penetration. He should do a lot of damage in PvP, but he really wants to stand like next to a tank, stack AoE resist, and not die. Like, that's his thing. He reminds me a lot of like an Earth or a Dark bruiser type unit. Like, those are the vibes that I'm getting right here from Hyoh. So that's a really good support ability. You're going to run that one all the time. After that, you have some options. You could run Abandoned Bonds, which is 12% HP and agility. I think that's good. He's not a super fast unit. This helps him become a higher tier speed unit. You could add more AoE resist with Divine Protection. I think that's a fine option. Or you could go Deadly Mastery. Like, the nice thing he's getting from that Lancer sub is 25 crit rate, 24% attack. That'll really help him do damage. I like that one a lot. And then some people would say, well, what about Night Lore? 15% HP and 40 more slash attack resistance pin. I think you'd be onto something, but I'm going to skip to the bottom of this page and look at his limit break. His limit break is a long range move, hits in an AoE, 3-hit chain, increases slash attack pin 40 for 3 turns. It is 200% damage. So I think, like, if I'm reading this, if I'm anticipating what they want you to do here, I think they want you to run this source of slash attack resistance pin, then use the limit break to get that next 40 so you're at 80. There's no reason to go more than that. Like, you don't need to go over 100. I think 80 is plenty. So I would suggest only running one source of slash attack resist penetration, unless you just don't want to use the limit break. Even then, I still think I like AoE resist, attack crit, or speed more than just the pin. Anyway, there you go. That's his support abilities. That's my take on those. Counter moves, he has a slashing attack counter, he has a physical, or he has a piercing attack counter, and he has Sword Guard, which is his only all damage counter. That's a 30% damage reduction, approximate 20% rate. You probably just run Sword Guard. Honestly, just take less damage. Okay, next up, his new kit. What are his skills like? Hey, one thing straight away that disappointed me, there are no multi-hit skills in here. Now, he is a unit who can use both of our triple hit vision cards that we have. Slashing triple hit, he's in for that. Piercing triple hit, he's in for that. So that's something to remember, but it would have been nice to see one on here. His only multi-hit move is his limit break. Oof, okay. Soul Blade. This is his cheap move. It's only 13 AP. It decreases attack 43% on the target, 121% damage. He scales solely off of attack at 120%. Okay, Veiled Defense. This is a really good self buff. 2 uses. It gives him courage. If he has courage, he gets 25 slash attack, 30 accuracy. He's definitely a unit that can be built high accuracy. And if you're going to build him anti-fire, I think what you're seeing right here is a chance to play fire with like King Mont, Hyoh, and another like unit that doesn't necessarily have to be evade, right? So like there's this anti-fire build that might exist where you're just really tough to kill, you're high accuracy with Alex rings and, you know, this buff, and you go try to kill the UV Pissarro teams with fire. Maybe that's a build option for him here. Heat Drive, physical barrier break, a 200% damage modifier, so that skill will hit pretty hard. Beast's Roar is a group buff. It's a 40% attack buff for allies. It gives 40 defense penetration to allies as well. Do not underestimate this buff. This is a kind of buff where if you're running this guy with like a Setia or something like that, this will boost her damage significantly. That's an attack steroid and 40 defense pen. Really, really nice. Also, it gives him the Firm Resolve counter skill for 3 turns. If we go look at that, Firm Resolve is a chance to counter all damage and self-heal. This is really powerful, and I think a lot of people are going to look at Hyoh's kit and be like, easy pass, this guy's going to suck. He's not going to suck. He's not going to suck, I promise you. He's just not what we thought he was. I think a lot of us were expecting this like PvE fire god or this multi-hit god. He's not that. He's going to be really hard to kill, and if you hit him, he's going to have a 50% chance to heal himself. So that's interesting. So I think this move, this Beast Roars buff, when he's run with the right teammates, is insanely powerful. Also, Fire's evasion units, if you choose to run him with those, would also love to be hit with this buff. Okay, anyway, that's that. Phantom Blade. This move gets upgraded to Burning Blade. This is counter chance off for targets in a diamond-shaped AoE. It also decreases defense by 25 for 3 turns, does 165% damage, and decreases healing power. So a big debuff right here with damage tied to it. Similar to what regular Rain does, hitting AoE attacks with debuffs on them, okay. And then Unknown Trader, his job level 25 move, is a select 2-target move. So you pick 2 targets, dispels haste, dispels re-raise, 200% damage, and when an enemy is killed, he will recover AP. Pretty good move, right? His kit is not game-changing. This is not somebody who's going to shift the meta into fire, because fire just got that, right? Fire just got evasion fire. You're going to see fire right now anyway, but he can be built to beat fire evade, I think, pretty effectively with what he's got going for him, especially if you run his TMR. Okay, Empire's Elite Subjob. This is an AoE that can slow. Rain has this move. Regular Rain. This is like, you know, Neo Rain. And then Gloomblade, line-based AoE that decreases agility and decreases critical evasion. Okay, if you want to run Lancer, it will give you access to piercing damage and Mana Strike, which can be useful in like certain fights. Also, there's a 100% hit chance move on here in Lancer with Vacuum Slash. If you want to run Knight, you get access to like other slashing moves with debuffs. You're not going to run Knight. I don't see Knight being the thing you run unless you want to mix a Disable in there. And then we already went over his limit break. So that's his kit. Now, I would give this like an A rank. I think it's something that's good. I think it's playable, and I think you can have a lot of success with this. I think he's meant to be run with a tank like King Mont or his counterpart Rain, but I think King Mont's a better option. Let's look at let's take a peek right here at his stats. So, his base agility is 57. He gets 6 from his board. He's at 63 agility. If you run his support skill that gives him the agility buff, it goes up to 69, which actually makes him a fairly fast unit. And his vision card, if you're running that, also gives him agility. You can make him pretty fast, but to make him really fast, you do have to run that support ability. His attack base is 410. He's at 593 without, like, Base, when I say base, a lot of times people say base, they mean what his actual total stats are. His base is 410, he gets 183 from his ability board, so he sits at 593, which is pretty high, that's good. And he's going to also be sitting at 3877 HP, his base is 3198. So that's his stats right there, right? If you look at his resists, he's resistant to slash, weak to pierce, resist to strike, very resistant to missile, very resistant to magic. So his only weakness is pierce. This is a strength for him right here. He's also anti-fire, very anti-ice. Again, just feels like a very dark or earth unit to me. That's what it feels like. Okay, in order to change the world, here's his VC stat line. HP, attack, agility. Good stat line, like that a lot. Unit effect, attack 20%, defense pen 10. Great unit effect. For him, if you equip it on him, he also gets acquired AP 30 and accuracy 15, further leaning into that anti-evade build, especially if you want to build him anti-fire. If you run this on Rain or Fina, they get a 40% magic steroid, which you're like, why would you run this on them? It gives attack. This kind of supplements that, like it kind of replaces that. So if you do run this card for some reason and you have to equip it on Rain or Dark Fina, at least they will get some magic on an attack-based card. That's something. Then the party effect is really powerful. It's agility, crit rate, magic resist. Why is this so powerful, you ask? Well, none of this is like slash damage or strike damage or attack up. These are stats that every unit in the game likes to have. Go faster, crit more, take less magic damage. Really, really powerful, but who gets to use it? Well, here's the units that can use this right here. Obviously, we need to look at what fire units can use this for grouping up with Hyoh, and King Mont is on there, Pissarro's on there, and Hyoh's on there, and I think this little pairing, if you're going to run the Vision card, looks really overpowered to me. This looks like a great team. Alternatively, in a cost-limited situation, Naya Mont Hyoh could be really strong, or Mish Mont Hyoh, Rain's on there. Okay, other elements that are strong with this card, well, Fina's on the card. What about Dark? Not really. Dark doesn't look great, unless you're running like Dark Fina, Lemure, Knight of Ruinstern, something like that. Other Rain was on that card. We already looked at Fire. Light has an interesting like slash grouping here, but I don't think so. Water, not really. Lightning, okay, there's a cost-limited lightning team on here with Skahal and Esther on this card. That's pretty strong. So lightning looks like a good option for that card. Earth, no. Wind, no. And ice, maybe. Ravis is a great unit. Orin Fryevia, it's okay. So really, I think it's like a fire, dark, or, those are the units that can use this card. Here's the whole list. If you have a really cool mixed team in there that's not lightning or fire, which are the two strongest ones I thought, let me know. And then lastly, his weapon. Now, his weapon is a lightsaber that's on fire, so that's something. The assault version has 217 attack. That's cool. The accuracy version has 18 accuracy and 151 attack. That's a solid attack number for an accuracy build weapon. I still like the assault version. Give me all that raw power. The conditional effect is for soldiers, Nightblades, and him. They will get initial AP 10, Ice Killer 20. It's a PvE God Sword. Here's the PvE Godhood thing from this patch. Getting Ice Killer and initial AP on a sword. Yep, if you're doing a PvE chaining mission against Ice Boss, yep, this sword is best in slot if you're using a soldier or Nightblade or Hyoh. Then it also has slash attack 15 for everybody. Really good sword. You should build a lot of these, or you should build several of these, I think, just for if you ever want to do like a score run in Ice PvE. Getting that Ice Killer on there, oh my gosh, PvE monster sword. So there you go, guys. That's the breakdown of Hyoh. Should you pull for him? If you're saving for something else, I don't think this changes your plan. If Full Metal Alchemist is on your radar, that's probably in like 2 weeks. So keep saving for that. I will take a couple shots at Hyoh. I gotta look at Rysel still when I get home. I'm definitely buying the 300 paid tickets for both of them and taking those shots. I have while I go to work today to think about it, so I will do that. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck on your pulls if you're pulling, and have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you next time. Peace.